Hey guys, it's Justin again with another video. This is going to be an unboxing video for the KillTeam starter set for the Orcs. This is the Krogskull Boyz. This is obviously a KillTeam starter set. What this is it's part of a new Games Workshop game. It's not really a new game, but it's a new release. It's a re-release basically for Games Workshop's KillTeam. It is kind of like a smaller skirmish style game for Warhammer 40k, and this is one of the teams for it. There's like I think there's like somewhere between 12 and 16 factions for it, and they've kind of put out armies in sets of 2 basically. If you buy the starter set, you get the Skitarii and the Gene Stealers, and then in the first wave they put out the Orcs and the Space Wolves, and I think in the next set is the Tyrannid and the Astra Militarum. And I'm really excited about all of these because they all come with a whole bunch of stuff. So we're going to go ahead and open it up and have a look inside. First I wanted to show you the box. So the front of the box has some really cool artwork of some orcs. This is you're going to be your leader, and then some other dudes in the back. Top of the box just says Warhammer 40,000 KillTeam. The bottom has the leader. On the side has the leader. And on the back you get to see everything that's included. You're going to get an 8-page booklet, including probably some fluff for these guys, maybe some stat lines or something. 6 tactics cards that are exclusive to this, or no, the 6 tactics cards are not exclusive to this box. There's 6 exclusive orc tactics that are exclusive to this box. There's 2 mission cards. There's 1 KillTeam token sheet, 5 Burna Boyz data cards, and then you're going to get 5 models and then 2 terrain pieces. So it's a pretty good value. This cost me $60. I got this at my local game store. So wherever you get your Warhammer stuff, probably where you're going to be able to find this. So we're going to slide this open. It's a clasp, and you flip it open, and you get a little tray of parts, or a tray of whatever's in here. So the first thing you see is you are greeted by a wrapped up so it's like a rule book, and then that's the instructions, the punch out tokens, the fluff book, and then all the rest of the stuff is just kind of in here. So we're going to go ahead and actually just slide this open before we even look at any plastic. We're going to open this up because I've actually been looking at this and I wanted to open this all day, so we're going to find out what's in here. I haven't even opened the data cards for the core game yet, so this is the first set of data cards I'm opening. We're going to see what they are, what they do, and go from there. Now oh, that's cool. So they actually have like cards for the missions for match play and narrative. That's really neat. I like that. So if you get these starter sets, you can put all these together and you can kind of mix them up, and it's just a reference card for all the missions. It also gives you some extra missions. So if you want to play using specific terrain, you can do that. That's really cool. I like that. So what these are is the first one is a match play mission. It's called the Lure of Loot. And then the other one is narrative play to Megapire. And each one has their own thing. So we're not going to go too deep into that. Next we've got the tactics cards and the other little cards. Pull this open real quick. This shrink wrapping is like slightly browned around the edges. I guess whoever was in charge of like heating this up and shrinking it really went to town on it. Alright, so we've got Orc Tactic. When you use this tactic, you choose when you choose a model to shoot with a Burna. The Burna makes D6 attacks instead of D3, so that costs you a command point, and that's going to give you some extra attacks, up to twice as many. Dead Ard. This is use this tactic when a model from your kill team suffers a mortal wound. Roll a d6 for that mortal wound. Each other mortal wound suffered by that model for the rest of the phase on a 5-up the mortal wound is ignored. So it's basically a 5-up for orcs. Itching for a fight. Use this tactic when you choose a model in your kill team to fight in the fight phase. You can make 1 additional attack with this model, and 1 additional attack for each enemy model within an inch. So if you get surrounded, this is a really good tactic. Indiscriminate DACA. Use this tactic after firing Overwatch with one of your models. You can immediately fire Overwatch again. So you can fire twice. That's pretty cool. Wah. So use this tactic when it is your turn to move. In the movement phase, if your leader is on the battlefield and not shaken for the end of that phase, or for the duration of that phase, add 1 inch to the move characteristic of all your models in your kill team and add 1 to their advanced charge rolls. That's pretty good. Use this tactic after making a charge roll for one of your models. Reroll the dice, one of the dice. Use this tactic when you choose a model from your kill team to attack with a stick bomb. Until the end of the phase, change weapons type to grenade D3 and add 1 to its strength and damage. That's pretty good. Use this tactic when a model from your kill team is taken out of action. Roll a D6. On a 4-up, that model suffers a flesh wound instead. That's pretty good. Use this tactic at the start of a fight phase. Pick an enemy model that is within 1 inch of any of your models. Roll a D6. On a 4-up, that model suffers 1 mortal wound. So that's like a free attack, basically. Use this tactic at the start of a shooting phase. Pick a model from your kill team that is within 2 inches of a Gretchen model until the end of that phase. While the Gretchen model is on the battlefield, any attacks that target the chosen model are resolved with that Gretchen model instead. So this isn't going to be incredibly useful for me right now because I probably won't be buying any orcs outside of what's in this box, unless they turn out to be a lot of fun. But I imagine this is pretty cool if you run that model. Use this tactic after a model from your kill team shoots in the shooting phase. You can immediately shoot an additional time with that model, so that's an extra shot. That's pretty good. Use this tactic when you choose a model in your kill team in the fight phase. Increase the strength characteristic of that model by 1 to the end. Pretty straightforward. And then use this tactic when you choose a model from your kill team to make a normal move in the movement phase. And that model is within 1 inch of the Galvanic Servo hauler. That's that thing, that tractor thing. When you move that model in this phase, simultaneously move the Galvanic Servo hauler as if it were a friendly model. Both models are considered to have a move characteristic of 2d6 inches in this phase. Roll once for both models. Cannot advance, cannot move vertically, and must end their moves within 1 inch of each other. That's pretty cool. So you can basically move this terrain with a model. And it doesn't seem to be exclusive to orcs. This seems to be just kind of a generic one for anybody who happens to be near that piece of terrain. So that's pretty cool that the terrain itself has a special card. Next, these are going to be the data cards for the orcs themselves. There look to be 5 of them. I think that's what the back of the box set up as well. So this is basically going to be my guidelines for assembling these orcs. Obviously, if there's some options as far as like different things they can wear and stuff like that, I'll probably use those. But we've got Gruck Flame Spitta. He is 12 points. He's a Burna boy. He has a Burna, and then he also has stick bombs. And then I guess his melee attack is a punch. Fragbad Squigbiter. He is also a Burna. And I don't think... Oh, no, wait. No, because that one doesn't have a specialist. Or he's not a specialist. This one is a specialist. He is a demolitionist. So he gets Breacher, whatever that means. I'm not quite familiar with some of the specialists yet, but as you level up, they'll do different things. So I'm guessing he's level 1 Breacher or whatever. We've got Zager Stomp Krumpa, and he is a Zealot. Skarzat Iron Boot, he is a combat specialist with expert fighter. And then we have Krogskull Draka, and he is our leader. He is also a Burna Spanner, which means I believe he is a slightly more powerful Burna. He has the resourceful ability, I believe. So those are the the data cards for the actual models themselves. These hold the stats for the models. If you buy the starter set, you get these for each faction included in the box, but you also get a bunch of blanked ones, and then in the rule book you can like photocopy a blank blank one as well. So that's pretty neat. Now we're not going to read all this. We're just going to flip through real quick and see what is in here, if there's any cool art or anything like that, and then we'll go ahead and get into the plastic. So there's the book, and then an introduction to orcs, what they are, what they do, and then we're going to get straight into some story. Story about them specifically, probably. My book appears to have not been cut all the way. That's interesting. And then a shot of some of these models and what they look like, and them kind of up against, I guess it's like a painting guide or something like that, so you can kind of see what they're supposed to look like. And then just some highlights of things that have happened. And then on the back, just kind of like a short summary of things. These are all of our orc tokens. We've got objective markers. We have readied and shot markers. We have what is it called? Retreat tokens, advanced tokens, move tokens, and I believe this is a charge token, probably. I don't know what these are. This might be like a trap token or something. I'm not sure. I've not played the game yet, so. And then we have the instructions, so we can build these orcs as either Burna Boys or Ludas. I'm just going to build them as Burna Boys because, you know, it just seems way easier. And then we have two Galvanic servo haulers. There's two of them. One just looks like a little tractor with a thing on the front, like a blowtorch, and the other one is like a bigger kind of bulldozer looking thing that has like a crane hooked to the back of it. Assembly is pretty straightforward. And then you get straight to the stat sheet in a ton of different languages. And then the servo hauler instruction sheet, which is, again, pretty straightforward. And there you go. So that is the... Oh, wait. That's the contents of the books and things like that, the cards. Now we're going to look at the plastic. So the servo haulers are molded on these brown sprues. It's kind of like a dark rust color. You get both halves of the, I believe this is the larger one, maybe. No, this is the smaller one. And then some of the bigger pieces to the crane, the winch chain, and that's crazy. It's crazy big. And then we've got two halves of the larger one, the bulldozer front, the claw, the treads, and then another smaller one, it looks like. I don't know what's going on here. There's a ton of these things. But all the plastic looks really nice. The quality is super top-notch, and the detail is definitely there. Next, we've got 5 bases for our orcs. And then we've got our orcs. These come on 3 sprues that are molded in green. They all have like little bullets. They've got some little icons here. There's they're labeled A, B, C, D. So like you can, if you just want to put together this weapon, you just put A together, and then C is over here because most of their weapons are like two-handed. And then this has got kind of a similar thing going on, I think. We got a pretty good assortment of heads. There's a lot of really cool looking helmets and heads for these guys, so that'll be fun to put together. And then here's some bodies, a bunch of legs, and then some of the stuff for like your war chief. Looks like there's a little goblin here. I guess he's riding one of their backpacks. That's pretty funny. So there you go. So that is the KillTeam Orcs starter set. I think it's a pretty good deal. If you're interested in the game, the price point is not so outrageous that you know you're not gonna want to jump into it. And I think it's a pretty good value, especially including all the terrain that it comes with. You really can't beat the price of these boxes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you at the next video. Later.